Welcome back to another episode of Out of Breath Sports and More. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, because y'all know I ain't got no money and I'm nobody's hero. But I do love to check out old school basketball videos, and if you do too, this is the channel for you. So make sure you hit the like button and you also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you've been here before and you ain't turned notification bell on yet, turn notification bell on. That way you don't miss out none of my videos. Now, we already been checking out Drazen Petrovic. We got hip to him from a Larry Bird video. He was going head to head with Larry Bird and thought he could do something with Larry Bird. But as we all know, the man's nobody can do anything with Larry Bird. I was about to say the man's, but nobody can, honestly, in my opinion. But we about to check out Drazen Petrovic some more because the highlights that I just watched, I gotta watch more. And I just gotta learn more. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like button and let's get to this video.
He was one of the best European players ever. Some say that he is the best shooter to ever play. However, Drazen Petrovic is rarely mentioned in those conversations as he only played in 4 NBA seasons because he tragically passed away at the age of 28. The 6'6" shooting guard is one of the biggest what-ifs in basketball history. But at the same time, he's done enough that he will forever be considered a legend. Here is the Drazen Petrovic story.
Hold on, before we get started, I'm about to go a little bit more into this. He died? You mean to tell me I'm just now finding out about this guy and I can't even like really find out that much information because unfortunately he lost his life? Man, that's crazy, y'all. And y'all ain't tell me that? Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta drop in the comments and let me know this kind of stuff, man, before I start going down these rabbit holes, man. I wish I would have known this before I tapped into this video. But I don't want to be long-winded here. I know it's Out of Breath Sports some more, and I ain't never out of breath, but we about to get into this video. I gotta check out these highlights, man. They saying he the best shooter of all time. It's Larry Bird to me. Then Steph Curry. Maybe it's not Steph Curry. Maybe it's Drazen.
He started playing professionally at the age of 15. Drazen Petrovic was born in Croatia in 1964. He first picked up a basketball because of his older brother Alexander, who turned pro when Drazen was 10 and is currently the head coach of the Brazilian national team. The whole Petrovic family caught the basketball bug, but it was Drazen who was most infected by it. The orange ball became everything to Drazen, who vowed to turn pro like his older brother. Young Drazen would wake up and shoot jumpers before school, basically for every day of his life. Then he'd go to school, have practice with Shabenka, his hometown team, and then stay after practice to shoot some more. He would be in the gym from 7 to 8 each day as a youngster, and such incredible work ethic was recognized by Shabenka's head coaches, who promoted him to a senior squad at the age of 15. And even though he was the youngest, he showed tremendous leadership qualities, and his charisma, basketball intelligence, and work ethic rubbed off on his older teammates. In the 1982-83 season, when Drazen was 18, he was already the best player on the team and probably the best player in the Yugoslavian League, which was the best league in Europe at the time. Shabenka had the youngest team and with the smallest budget in the entire league, but they also had Drazen, and the others didn't. Against all odds, the 18-year-old Petrovic led Shabenka to the finals. On his prom night, while the rest of his high school was partying, Petrovic played a deciding game in the finals of the Yugoslavian League. With Shabenka down by 1 point with 2 seconds remaining, Petrovic was fouled. He calmly hit both free throws, won the state championship, and the legend about Drazen Petrovic was starting to form. The best player in Europe. After a year of mandatory service in the military, Petrovic signed with the biggest club in Croatia, Cibona. Cibona won every competition in his first year, including the league title, cup, and the EuroLeague title, beating Real Madrid in the finals, where Petrovic scored 36 points. Next season, Drazen got even better, and the team repeated as EuroLeague champions, this time against Zalgiris, who were led by future Hall of Famer Arvydas Sabonis. In 1988, after averaging 25 points per game and winning 8 trophies with Cibona, Petrovic moves to Spain to play for Real Madrid, the richest European club. Drazen was tormenting Real in the EuroLeague for years, and they wanted to sign him at all costs. Petrovic signed the first $1 million contract in European basketball history, but it paid off for Real, even though he spent only 1 year in Spain's capital. Drazen won the Spanish Cup for Real, beating Barcelona in the finals and winning the finals MVP. Drazen's 42 points in the finals game is a record that still stands. Petrovic also led the club to victory in the second-tier European Cup final against Caserta, scoring an unbelievable 62 points in the finals. After averaging 29 points per game for Real, Petrovic was looking for new challenges. By the age of 24, he won on every level in Europe, and his crazy competitive drive signaled it was time to leave. He left money on the table and bought out a part of his contract to join the Portland Trail Blazers, who picked him with the 60th overall pick in 1986. Starting from the bottom in the NBA. Petrovic's arrival to the United States in 1989 was similar to the scene of Eddie Murphy's arrival in the 1988 hit movie Coming to America. Just like Prince Hakeem in the movie, he was royalty back home and was widely recognized as the best basketball player in Europe. But once he came to America, that all changed, and he had to fight even to become part of the rotation, let alone a starter or having a leading role on the team. Petrovic was one of the 4 European players who came to the NBA in 1989, which was the first time in league history that non-American players started playing in the NBA without prior college experience. The Europeans were considered as lesser players at the time, and people were skeptical when they got drafted, even though they dominated the EuroLeague for years. So when he came to Portland, Petrovic was deeply surprised that he got relegated from a superstar to the end of the bench. He played just 12 minutes on average on a Blazers team that got to the NBA Finals in 1990, even though he shot 46% from 3 as a rookie, the 3rd best percentage in the entire league. Trade to the Nets. As always, Drazen worked tirelessly in the offseason, mostly to improve his body. In Europe, basketball players never lifted weights in the 80s, which was Petrovic's only deficiency when he came to the States. In Portland, I played against Clyde Drexler in practice a lot. I couldn't handle it. I would score on him once or twice, and he'd give me 20. I wondered what I was doing here and if I made a mistake leaving Europe. And then I realized, without physical strength, you are nobody and nothing. Drexler and Petrovic became great friends, and Clyde was one of the first people to advise Petrovic to leave Portland once they added another shooting guard in Danny Ainge. If Rick Adelman and the Blazers realized sooner what kind of player they had, maybe they would have won a championship against Jordan and the Bulls in 1992. They didn't. Petrovic played even less in his second season and requested a trade after 18 games. He moved to New Jersey and immediately proved that he could compete with the Americans. In about 20 minutes of playing time, the Croatian guard averaged 12.6 points on 50% shooting and 37% from 3. But the best was yet to come. First, a European star in the NBA. In his first full season with the Nets, Petrovic blossomed. He bulked up, learned the NBA game, and his confidence could never waver anymore. He knew that he belonged and that he could drop 20 on anybody. Petro, as they called him, became a starter in the 1991-92 season, and his numbers skyrocketed. He led the team in scoring with 20.6 points per game on phenomenal 51% shooting and 44% from 3, the 2nd best mark in the league. Drazen and Derek Coleman pushed New Jersey to their first playoff berth in 6 years. The Nets lost to Cleveland in the first round, but it was hardly Petrovic's fault. He again led the Nets in scoring with 24.3 points per game and 54% shooting from the field. After the season, Drazen led Croatia to their first Olympics as an independent country. The Croats had a good team with 3 future Hall of Famers in Dino Radja, Toni Kukoc, and Drazen, and it's no surprise they got to the finals against the Dream Team. Drazen's coach with the Nets, Chuck Daly, also coached the Dream Team, and here's what he said. Of all the world's players, Petro was the only one who wanted to go at us without holding back. He really fought, he was not afraid, and he wanted to beat us. All NBA season with the Nets and a tragic trip to Germany. After the silver medal at the Olympics, Petrovic had the best season of his career. He wasn't a novice anymore. He was the best player on his team, and his leadership skills began to show. Petro averaged 22.3 points that season, which was the 11th best scoring average in the entire league. He was also among the league leaders in efficiency, with 52% shooting from the floor, 45% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. As one of the NBA's top scorers, Petro was supposed to be the first European All-Star, but he was unfairly denied that opportunity. However, he was just too good to ignore and got selected to All-NBA third team. Only Jordan, Stockton, Dumars, and Mark Price got more votes than Petrovic. And let's mention that Drexler, Reggie Miller, and Mitch Richmond got left out, which tells you how hard it was to get selected. The Nets had another winning season, but they once again lost in the first round to the Cavaliers, this time in 5 games. After the NBA season, Drazen flew home to play in the European qualifiers with Croatia, which would unfortunately happen to be the last basketball games he ever played. Petrovic could have easily skipped those qualifiers because he had a long NBA season and Croatia had already secured seeding for the championship, but he wanted to play and lead by example. After he dropped 30 against Slovenia in the qualifying tournament in Germany, his teammates were boarding a plane to return home, but Drazen wasn't there. Petrovic didn't want to wait for the commercial flight and had decided to drive to Croatia with his girlfriend. Sadly, for his family, friends, and basketball fans worldwide, the Volkswagen Golf with Petrovic sleeping on a passenger seat had crashed into a truck on the German motorway, and Drazen Petrovic died on the spot at the age of 28. Legacy: Jordan's mentality, Kobe's work ethic, and Steph's shooting. When he was asked about playing one-on-one with Jordan and who would win that game, Drazen Petrovic said without hesitation, it depends on who would have the ball first. If I had it first, I believe I would win. Now, I don't believe Drazen could actually beat Jordan one-on-one, but it was glaringly obvious that he believes it 100% and that he has the ultimate confidence in his shot and his ability. Jordan confirmed this as well. It was a thrill to play against Drazen. Every time we competed, he played aggressively. He wasn't nervous and he came at me as hard as I came at him. Just like Jordan or Kobe, Drazen was a leader, a walking bucket, and a killer competitor. Each and every day in practice, he would be the first guy to come and the last guy to leave the gym. Nobody put more pressure on him or had higher expectations for him than Petrovic himself, who had a maniacal work ethic, very similar to Kobe Bryant. 6 or 7 in the morning, it doesn't matter. There's cleaning ladies and they would do their work, I would do mine and make 500 shots. I never missed a morning workout. Drazen. With 43.7 behind the arc, Petrovic is 4th on the NBA all-time list for three-point percentage, about 0.5% better than Steph Curry, who is currently in 6th place. And if you ask Reggie Miller, he'll say that Drazen Petrovic is the best shooter ever. When LeBron got asked who's the best European player ever, first he said Dirk, and then he corrected himself and said Petrovic. Whether you agree with LeBron and Reggie or not, Drazen Petrovic was without a doubt a top 5 or top 10 shooter who ever played, and top 5 European player ever. He paved the way for the Tony Parkers, Nowitzkis, and Ginobili's of the world, who all had an easier path because of Drazen, who came to the NBA first and proved that European players could play. And when he could embarrass Hakeem Olajuwon like this, who was one of the best defensive players ever, and then sink a shot in his face, then it's easy to see why they call Drazen a basketball Mozart. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as we put out videos like these every day. Let us know what you thought about this video in the comments, and would you like us to make a video about some other NBA legend?
Well, am I fascinated at the same time sad that this man lost his life at the peak of his career? I gotta ask y'all, who is your top 5 European basketball players of all time? I would have said Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, all 3 of them on the same team. Dirk Nowitzki, sheesh, Luka, Joker. It's a lot. All right, so look, if I gotta go with mine, I'm definitely gonna go with Joker at number 1. Then Tim Duncan. That's like 1A, 1B. Tim Duncan got 5 rings, but the game style that Tim Duncan played only fits in the 5v5. The Joker, on the other hand, he might give you a hassle 1v1. I'm just gonna be honest. That's in my opinion. So I gotta go Joker, then Tim Duncan. Then we got Dirk and Petro. No lie, I would have said Dirk, but after watching Petro, I gotta go Petro. Then I gotta go Dirk. And Luka not gonna make this one. I gotta go Manu Ginobili. I gotta them my 5. Them my 5. Drop in the comments who y'all 5 is if y'all agree or disagree with my 5, or am I crazy or not. But I don't want to make this a long outro, but I do gotta give this guy his flowers. He had an amazing career. I'm really fascinated with this guy. I'm probably gonna do another video on him again. But just hearing that his career and the way he started off, it sounded like me as a kid. And I know I probably relate to a lot of other people. So he sounded like us, where our ambition and passion came from. We had an older brother that played basketball. Uh, you eventually went outside and started playing basketball. It became everything to you. You had dreams and ambitions becoming better than probably some people in your family or your friends, and then it led to you wanting to be the best of all time. Well, not the best of all time, maybe just going to the highest you can go, which is pro. And when he did all of that, and he did that at 15, and by 18 he was leading the whole team and carrying them to championships. I think the man probably won like over 20 championships. They said he won like 8 with Rio alone. That is crazy, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. I gotta do another video on it. I gotta do another video on it. 62 points, then 40 some points in the championship games. While all your friends out at prime, you the only one at the basketball court playing basketball and won the title. Everybody, they look, your friends, they won something that night, quote unquote. But you won the title. I ain't gonna lie. If I had to pick, I'm going with the title. My friends, y'all can have it. I want the championship. I gotta have the trophy. Let me know if y'all agree with me or not. Drop a like in the video for the boy Petrovic, man. Come on, y'all gotta do. We can do 10 likes at Petrovic. We can do 10 likes. This is an amazing video. If you've been here this long, thank you. I appreciate you. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, that way you don't miss on none of my videos. And if you do want me to do a reaction to somebody that you want me to react to, drop in the comments who you want me to react to. I'm trying to get to all of them. So far, we didn't check out some Wilt, some Bill Russell. We didn't check out everybody. I'm about to get on these Europeans though, 'cause I'm fascinated. Mozart of basketball. What a great name. What a great name. Peace.